everyone. This is Linda from Lilybug's Library. Welcome back. Today we have day 9 of our Advent calendar. So I've got it here with a little snowflake on it. See if we can get the tea out. I think I'm getting better at this. All right, so let's see what we got today. Oh, okay. Demogorgon's Bane. Ceylon black tea, blackberry leaves, rose petals, raspberry pieces, and chocolate extract. That sounds good. All right, kitty cats, everybody down. Apparently they all want tea. Actually, I think it's more like the fact that it's nearly supper time and they all want supper. But they're gonna have to wait a little bit. All right, so I'm gonna pour it into the tea bowl. All right, and we'll close it up. Oops, somehow I got, oh wait now, I got that all messed up. 1 second, there we go. Okay, so let's put it into our teacup. And we'll give it a couple minutes to steep. And Oliver, you need to get down. Thank you. All right, so we have them all settled, I think, for a moment or two. So today we're going to talk about free or inexpensive ways to read books. So I know before I started doing BookTube, there was certain things that I did, but now there's even more things that I do, and I don't do a lot of book hauls. When I do, normally it's thrift stores, which is a great place to find free or nearly free books. But a lot of times I've had so many free books that I really don't need to buy a lot of books. Sorry to the authors, I do buy them when I can. But some of the things that you could use if you're, a little tight for money and you're looking for a way to find free books. Here in Canada, our libraries have apps now. So you can download books onto the app and you can read from there. And ours are here in Canada, they have, or at least in where I am, they have Libby, and they also have one called Hoopla. Now, Libby and Hoopla are a little bit different. With Libby, it's more like what I would think of a standard kind of library visit, I guess. You can pick, I think, up to 20 books or something, quite a few anyway, more than you could probably read in that length of time. And you have the chance to renew them and things like that. Now, Hoopla, you only get 5 books a month. So even if you read it and you return it and you want a new one, no, 5 a month, that's it. So in that way, they're a little bit different. And I find the types of books are a bit different. I could type in a name, say, on Libby and look for it. Maybe I couldn't find it. But yet, if I go to Hoopla, even though it's still the library system, sometimes I can find it on there. So they seem to be pulling from a different something. There's also a lot of book groups out. So on Facebook, if you type in like cozy mysteries or historical fiction or whatever it is that you like to read, chances are there's some kind of a book group. And as well as giving you, some access to your favorite authors, they also have a lot of giveaways and a lot of free downloads and, different things that help to promote their books and help to get you reading at least the first one in a series. Sometimes it might be more than that, but they want you liking their books, and by giving you the first one free, it makes it so you get wrapped up in those characters and you're more likely to buy the next one. So there's also Goodreads. If anyone doesn't use Goodreads, I really enjoy it. You just create a profile. You can, every time you read a book, you can put a little review in there if you want, or you don't have to, but you can. And you can also rate the books, however many stars that you would give it. You can, find your friends on there, talk to them about books. You can find book groups. You can find giveaways. There's tons of things to do on there. And so the Goodreads giveaways, I do them, I wouldn't say all the time, but now and again. And I've won two different books on there, maybe more, but I think at least two. Most times I take it as an e-reader book rather than a physical book. Sometimes it'll say specifically that it's a physical book or that it's a digital book. Either way is fine. Now, I will say the last giveaway that I won was supposed to be a physical book, and I never did get it. So, you keep that in mind that sometimes things happen. But anyway, that's another way. I do know that there's a lot of places now that have, and I know I'm pretty sure there's a name for it. I can't remember, but the free little libraries that you'll see on streets in different places where someone has put it out at the end of their driveway or something, and there's like two little shelves full of books in it, and you can take a book or you can leave a book, and it's just a nice way to be able to trade. And I know here in our apartment building, there is a bookcase downstairs where everyone just takes their books when they're finished. If they don't want them, they put them there. Other people will pull a book out, take it upstairs to read, and then put it back. So it's, again, a nice way to get to read what you want and different things without spending money on it. And then, like I said, secondhand stores or thrift stores. Not a lot of secondhand bookstores around, not as many I feel as there used to be, but still some. And then thrift stores like Value Village and different places, they have books as well. Depending on the book, some of them are reasonably priced, some aren't, but they do have them anyway. And my lovely computer is coming up and telling me that my printer has expired. So the warranty on it, which I know because I just had to buy a new printer because the warranty expired and the first one died. Now, one of the best ways to find free books is on Amazon. So with this one, you would have to have a Kindle. Just because of the fact that if it's a paperback copy, it's not likely to be free. But the digital copies, quite often, especially with the indie authors and things, a lot of times they will give away one for free every now and again. So all you have to do is just type free Kindle books or free ebooks in the search on Amazon, and it'll come up with a lot of them. I mean, there's probably, gosh, I don't know, like maybe 10 pages or more a day that you can find free books. They don't always stay free, like usually they're just free for a few days. So if you see one and you want it, grab it. But they keep changing, and sometimes you have to search a little for, what might interest you. There's a lot on there too that, you might not care for, but I'm sure you'll find a few that you will. And before I go any further, let me try our tea. All right, so let's see here. It looks pretty good. I'll take the tea ball out. Let's have a little taste. That's really good. And I can smell it too, which is nice. Like as soon as I brought the cup up, I could smell the different berries, I think is what it is. What kind of berries did it have again? Blackberry and raspberry and chocolate, and then the tea and the rose petals. So I think it's the berries and the chocolate that I'm smelling. And I don't really, I kind of maybe taste chocolate, but I definitely think it's the blackberries and the raspberries that I'm tasting the most. It's really good. Yeah, I think I'd give that one 5 out of 5. I like that one a lot. All right. So the next one is to trade with family and friends, which is always a great idea. I know if you like to read, you probably have family and friends who like to read as well. And I think for the most part, a lot of people do this, especially with family, maybe not, or certain people. But every time I go to a friend's house, I do find myself kind of, glancing at their bookshelf to see, what do they have. But that's a great way to share books, and a great way to find something interesting to read, maybe something you didn't expect. And just ask your family and friends, like, what are you reading? What's it like? What's one of your favorite books? And a lot of times, if they have it, they'll be happy to lend it to you. Naturally take care of it, of course, but, or you won't be invited to borrow a book again. But I think we can all agree on that. One thing I did that my friends and I thought was a lot of fun is I did a little book party, and I called it Blind Date with a Book. And everybody had to take one book that they were happy to give away. And they didn't have to be new, could be, but didn't have to be. They wrapped it up in craft paper, like the brown paper, and they had to write on the front something as though it was a blind date. So they could say, if it was a cozy mystery, they could say, let's see, um, I really like small towns and the warm feels they give me, but trouble constantly follows me, or something along those lines, right? Like, you just make up something that gives someone an idea of the sort of book it is, but not so much that it gives away exactly what the book is. So anyway, we all came with our books all wrapped up like that, and we set them out on a table, had some food, a couple of drinks, and people kind of wandered around and read the different blind date books. And then at the end of the evening, everybody, found a book that they thought sounded good, and they took it, and we all unwrapped it to see, what it was we got. And we went home with a new book, and a lot of times it wasn't something we would have chosen if we could have seen the covers. But some of us found some really good books that way that we, wouldn't necessarily have picked, but it was, a nice adventure, kind of like a book club where you are reading a book that maybe someone else had chose that month, but it turns out it was a really good book, or you found a really good author that way. I know with me, Leslie Cruz is one of the authors that I tend to like. And I found her through, when I did book club, I found her through a friend who had chose her that month. And, I'm glad I did, because I've really enjoyed what I've read. So yeah, there's all kinds of different ways you can find free books, or like I said, nearly free sometimes. Thrift stores aren't free, but most of them are pretty reasonable. So those are some ideas that you might want to think of going forward. I also know that oh gosh, there's so many. There's NetGalley, there's Book Funnel, there's Book Sirens, lots of places that you can go, and you can sign up to read books and review them, but you do have to review them. And you don't necessarily have to have a YouTube channel to do this. A lot of them just want you to put your review on a retailer like Amazon. So if you belong to Goodreads and you have an Amazon account or something, you can also take books that way, and they'll ask the author if it's okay for you to get an advance copy, and then once you do, you just read it and review it. So that's another great way to read books, especially brand new ones that aren't even out yet. So especially if your favorite author is coming out with something, start looking on places like that, and you might be able to get a copy of it long before it comes out to the public. So that's another great idea. So I guess it's time I went and fed the kitties as they continue to stare at me. So I hope everybody has a great day, and hope you enjoy whatever it is you're drinking today. Maybe some hot chocolate or some tea or coffee. And we will see you tomorrow. All right. Bye bye, friends.